Not just the phones.
Hello, I'm Jack Thompson, and this speech is titled, Who Knows Thomas Jefferson? Imagine yourself in the midst of a new beginning. For many people in 1700, America was this new beginning. Thomas Jefferson, one of our country's founding fathers, was born on April 13, 1743, in Virginia. Jefferson was a musician, an astronomer, a gardener, a mathematician, a philosopher, and not limited to, our third president of the United States. Jefferson quickly made his stamp on America, achieving many feats, but there is a lot that the history books do not tell you. I'm going to talk about Thomas Jefferson's horrendous spending habits, his magnificent home Monticello, and his rumored romantic relationship with one of the slaves. It is not unusual for people to have bad spending habits in today's society, but in Jefferson's existence, most people just used what they could to get by, and that was enough. Thomas Jefferson served as Prime Minister of France from 1785 to 1789. During his time in France, Jefferson acquired a rich taste for French wines. According to John W. Pinkerton's Most Interesting Man in the World, Jefferson brought home nearly 700 bottles. He returned to America with a copious supply of French wines. During his 2 terms, he ran a personal wine bill of almost $11,000, converting to $147,000 in today's currency. But Jefferson's lackadaisical attitude towards money did not stop there. Taking the figure of $3,500 as an example and multiplying it by the 28 years of construction to complete Monticello, the total would be around $100,000. Monticello, as seen in this picture here, was a lifetime investment for Jefferson and his family. When Jefferson finally left this world, he left Monticello and his family in a huge amount of debt. Eventually, Monticello was put up for sale to rid his family of the financial burden it brought. But because of the ridiculous price, it took a long time to find a buyer. Eventually, when the buyer was found, the price had to be cut in half to finalize the sale. But straying away from the monetary side of Jefferson, we'll move on to his romantic side. There are endless rumors about Jefferson's relationship with his slaves. There are accounts in J. Winnick's April 1865, the month that saved America, telling about Jefferson's slaves crying joyful tears and cheering upon his return home. With that being said, scientific evidence has proven that Jefferson did in fact father Sally Hemings' last child. And because Jefferson was publicly against slavery, it makes it easier to believe he built a good relationship with his slaves. Thomas Jefferson is one of the most studied founding fathers because of his successes as a president and a politician, but they do not teach you everything I talked about in the history books today. Jefferson had no regard for his money, spending endless amounts on wine and Monticello. Aside from money, it was proven he fathered one of his slaves' children. But Thomas Jefferson was only human. He made mistakes with his money and fell in love with a woman and eventually fathered one of her children. Do you know Thomas Jefferson? Dang it! 4:04.